What if you're not lost? What if you've never been lost at all? What if you're exactly where you're meant to be, right now, in this moment, even if it doesn't feel like it? We spend so much of our life trying to control things. We chase certainty, we make plans, we hold on tightly, afraid of the unknown. But nature reminds us that things happen in their own time. Trees don't rush to grow. Rivers don't question their path. The sun doesn't stress about rising. Everything flows just as it should. Maybe things aren't going the way you planned. Maybe you feel lost. But what if you're not lost at all? What if you're just growing in a direction that you can't see yet? Just because you don't have all the answers doesn't mean you're in the wrong place. We fear the unknown, but uncertainty is where life happens. The greatest moments, the biggest changes always happen in uncertainty. The unexpected friendships, the life-changing opportunities, the lessons we never saw coming. They all happen when we stop fighting the unknown and embrace it. We have to let go of comparison. We look at others and we think we're behind, but no two journeys are the same. No two trees grow at the same speed, and no two rivers take the same path. So what if instead of rushing, we trust that we're exactly where we're meant to be? You're not behind, you're on your own timeline. No two journeys look the same. I think we have this terrible way of comparing where we are and where somebody else is, and we feel like we have to play catch up and just be where they are. This is not how it is. Remember, no two trees, buds, flowers, plants grow at the same time. No two rivers follow the same path. Maybe you're just exactly where you're meant to be. We spend so much of our lives trying to control things. We chase certainty, we make plans, we hold on tightly, afraid of the unknown. But nature reminds us that things happen in their own time. Trees don't rush to grow. Rivers don't question their path. The sun doesn't stress about rising. And yet we stress about exactly where we are and where we should be and trying to play catch up. Everything flows just as it should, so maybe we should embrace that. We're always telling ourselves that we should be somewhere else, that we should have figured it all out by now. But I don't know who decided that, who told us we were off track, because I'm 48 and I am still trying to work it out. We sometimes have this feeling like we're stuck. We're wondering why our journey doesn't look like everybody else's, but you're just on your own path, that's all. What if we could actually trust our own journey like nature does? Surely that would make life a lot easier. It's so easy to get caught up in what we think we should be doing and what we should have accomplished by now. But what if we just sit in where we are and look at what we have accomplished and just trust that things are unfolding as they should be? The path will become clearer, and when it does, you will realise that everything that came before was a part of you getting here. So because you're looking at the person next door and you're thinking, I should be further along, and we are so judgmental, everybody, and we're always judging about where we are, where everybody else is. But really, at the end of the day, we have to remember everybody is different. Every path, everything in nature, just as nature, we are different, and we're not going to grow at the same time, and that's okay. Remember, a lot of what happens, a lot of the growth that takes place is sometimes in the dark. It's where we don't see it. If you think of a seedling is planted, but we don't see that what's happening underneath. We water it to make sure that it's going to grow. So sometimes we have to be in that place, in that dark place for a little bit, or maybe feel that feeling of loss perhaps, because we're preparing for something so much greater. I always think of the analogy of a butterfly. When a caterpillar is really happy crawling along its branch, and then all of a sudden it is just taken into the unknown, and it's made into a chrysalis. I mean, it's the most extraordinary change that will ever take place, this transformation. And that caterpillar doesn't know what's happening to it, but nobody else can see what's happening to it. We just see this chrysalis, and it's there, and it's formed, it's cocoon. And then what happens? Then it transforms into a butterfly, but this is not done so that we can all see. We don't see how that happens. We just know it's in the dark. And that I always feel like, when I feel like I'm in that place of being lost, I'm in that cocoon, but I know that there's something greater ahead. I just have to trust the process. And so when finally the butterfly is able to break free from the cocoon, which is actually probably one of the most difficult things that it has to do, the fighting free, that is when you know it's your moment. But not every two cocoons, chrysalis, butterflies come out at the same time. So remember, we are, even in moments when it feels like we're standing still, life is unfolding and we're becoming the person we want to be and we're meant to be. We just have to trust that process and find the peace in where we are now. Because at the end of the day, if we can just stand still for a minute and know that we're exactly where we are right now, and that is enough. So know that in the end, you're not lost. You're exactly where you're meant to be.